YouTubers, gamers, and moviegoers, what's going on, guys? I'm the Messiah, this is Messiah Entertainment, and today we are reviewing The Dark Tower, guys, based on the Stephen King novel of the same name. The story is about this boy named Jake who has his overactive imagination. He draws a lot of interesting, weird pictures about people from a strange land. But one day he realizes that there's actually a portal somewhere in New York that actually takes him to this other world where he meets the gunslinger played by Idris Elba, who's on a mission of vengeance against this guy called the Man in Black, who also wants to destroy this huge dark tower that keeps monsters out of the world and basically protects everyone. So if the tower goes away, then it's bad news. So we have to stop the bad guy. Now, this movie's been getting hammered by critics. It's, I think, currently like a 17% Rotten Tomatoes right now. Now, I've got to say this. You know, leading up to this movie, I had heard there were like some production problems, or in the very least, it took a long time for this movie to get out. You know, I've never read the book, so I can't say I was too invested in it going in. So, you know, I'm not sure if some of the people who are mad at this movie read the books first, or if they just didn't like it on a filmmaking level. However, I've got to say, starting off on the bat, just some of the positive things. Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, I like them both in their roles, in their respective roles. I thought they both did a good job. And most notably, I would say Matthew McConaughey, because he's the villain in this movie. He's the Man in Black, and I thought he did a really good job. I really brought his villainous persona. You know, and the way he walks around, his power is he just tells people, commands them to do things, and they just kind of do it. You know, he just looks at somebody and he says, you know, stop breathing, and then the person will just, and then they'll just drop to the floor. And I was like, God damn. I was like, that's a really cool power, you know what I mean? Like, you can just honestly command people to do whatever the hell you want. You're honestly kind of God. Now, unfortunately, this guy, for some reason, can't really control Idris Elba's character. He's just, I don't know, they never really explained it, but he's not able to control him. So I guess that's why the two are kind of like rivals or arch nemesis. But I gotta say, that was one of the biggest problems I feel like I had with the movie, was that there was a lot of questions as to how certain things worked. And a lot of times I was just kind of standing there scratching my head saying, why is it that he can't command him to do things? You know, and it's not just with that. I think some of it had to do with like Matthew McConaughey's character's motivation. I really thought he had a great on-screen presence as the villain, but I couldn't understand why he wanted to do the things that he wanted to do, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see what his motivation was, because he was such a good character in the movie in terms of like how the acting came through. So, you know, I would have liked to see what the backstory was. You know, there's a few other things that I wish they would have gotten deeper into, you know, but I like the way this movie starts off, and you know, whatever war they were fighting against this Man in Black had already passed. This is the aftermath of losing the war, so I like being in that sort of setting, that scenario. There was a few other things, like the fact that there was a base on Earth where, you know, these weird creatures walked around and were able to, you know, kind of hide in plain sight. I wish they had dived a bit more into that, but they kind of lightly breezed over it in favor of going to the other worlds a few times. You know, makes you think, why haven't they done anything in our world? Why have they not tried to take over or anything? I don't know. It just seems very interesting. You know, and they didn't really touch upon that. They kind of just went back to the storyline about this kid and his mom and, you know, the gunslinger and whatnot. You know what I mean? The way that the final act of the movie, I would say, kind of pans out also felt very familiar, and I don't know. I just personally, for me, I wasn't exactly feeling it. I feel like as crazy as people I feel like go over about the book sometimes, I feel like this didn't really do it for me. It did make me feel like they did. I've heard that this movie is somewhat unfaithful to the original source material, so that's probably why. But you know, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling this. I felt like I've seen things like this before. It had an interesting premise of going to this other world, and there was a war that's already happened here, but I feel like the way they kind of ended up going about it just kind of, to me, it didn't really do anything. It was a little too predictable for me. That's not to say the movie was trash, though. You know, there's some cool action scenes in here, and I would say that the story wasn't anything amazing, but you know, it kind of just worked. So, you know, I would be lying if I said I didn't somewhat enjoy myself during this movie. I don't think it's worthy of all the hate and, you know, feedback it's getting, you know, I still somewhat enjoyed it myself. I'd say if you can, if you have a chance and you're looking to catch a quick flick at matinee price or something like that, go ahead and check it out. I mean, the thing's been out for, I would say, about 2 weeks. If you haven't checked it out by now, you know, maybe if it's playing sometime in the morning or something, go check it out. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys got your own. Let me know in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of The Dark Tower? Did you love it? Did you hate it? As always, guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, guys. Please check me out on my other channel, Director Jake, and we got cool skits and short films for you guys, including To Kill a Hero, a web series that I did not too long ago. Be sure to check that out. I run the channel with my boy Johnny Lee. He has his own channel on Jake's B Entertainment. Be sure to check that out. Anyway, that's it for the day, guys. I'm the Messiah. This is Messiah Entertainment. I will see you guys next time. Peace.